So Laurel, tonight we have Mark Hernandez joining us. Spoke at our Safety Connect conference. And so he's actually going to do it's the connector, right, Mark?
Yes, the connector. How
Mm-hmm.
relationships, how we can help build connections and winning the hearts and minds of people.
And Laurel, I just wanted to hand it to you. Did you have anything you wanted to share before we kicked it off?
No, not before.
No? Okay.
I'm anxious to hear it.
Okay, Mark, then I'm just going to hand it right over to you.
Awesome. Again, thank you guys so much for jumping in tonight. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. Now, here in the U.S., we're entering in Thanksgiving. And before we start, as you see the connector, how relationships win over the hearts and minds, I'm going to ask you, put in your chat, what are you grateful for? Put in the chat. What are you grateful for? Go ahead. Before we start, what are you grateful for? My friends, it's an awesome life. A little broad, be more specific. What specifically are you grateful for? Something, someone, learning new things daily, awesome. The growth never stops. So at the end of the day, you guys mentioned quite a few things, learning my health, awesome, Wayne, family members. And in the spirit of getting close to Thanksgiving, I thought that, why don't we learn how to be a better connector? How many of you, just be honest, and you can do it. I see everybody, you guys, everybody except Wayne. And Wayne, you may want to turn on your video because we love seeing faces. But check this out. I'm going to ask you to be honest. How many of you guys have said something and regret you said it? Raise your hand. Well, guess what? Tonight, we're going to help all of us because we've done that. So why is connecting so important? Why is connecting so important? Well, here we go. All things being equal, and this is the problem. All things being equal, the world is comprised of others. As a matter of fact, we got others on the call right now. Sylvia, David, Samantha, Wayne, Hans, Freddie, Tamara, we're all others. It's interesting because I'm going to go way back. I've been in safety 20 plus years, and my first OSHA 500 class, it was in Spanish. And the trainer said, there's cave people among us. And I sat back and said, what the heck is cave? He said, citizens against virtually everything. How many of you know a cave person? Wave your hand. Just wave your hand. I know a cave person. Don't point at them, Tamara. Don't point at them. So the thing is, the world is comprised of others, and there may be cave people among us. There may be cave people in your home, beside you at work. But guess what? We have to build relationships and still be able to connect with them. Why? Because if you can't, guess what? You can't influence them. You can't help them, and you can't lead them. You can't influence them, you can't help them, and you can't lead them unless we build a bridge from us to them. And the only way to do that is be a connector. Now, I'll be honest, I've been the caveman. I'll be honest, I've been the caveman, but I'm also learning how to be a better connector. And I'll be honest, being a better connector is a lot more fun. Now, here's the problem. We told you what the truth is. Here's the problem. A good idea communicated effectively is momentum. Why is momentum important? Because momentum moves things from what is to what will be. And we all want to be in the space where we're not just stagnant. We're not just standing still. We want to see movement. As a matter of fact, in the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, my mentor, John Maxwell, says the big mo is momentum is the team's greatest asset. And when we effectively communicate, guess what happens? We create not only movement, but positive movement. Why? Because it's stuck. Like in training, right, Sylvia? In training, we want it to stick. Laura, we want it to stick. Why? Because what we say, the people we want it to, not only because we want it to stick, but because we want to see the effective results. We want to see effective results. Here's the other thing. A great idea communicated poorly is a stalled idea. Think about that for a second. How many of you guys have ever seen or heard in what we say like root cause analysis, poor communication? The result was, as a result of this event occurring, there was poor communication. We see that a lot. As a matter of fact, I think Harvard Business Review said managers need to be better coaches, not managers. Managers like to speak too. Coaches like to lead and help shift and create sustainable results. But so what's the difference there? One was speaking to, the other was speaking with. That was a connector. See, the coach one that takes the individual from where you are to where you need to be. But you cannot do that speaking to. You can only do that speaking with. And that's through effective communication and connecting. So what is communication? And the difference between communication and connecting is huge. As a matter of fact, if you looked at communication, the Latin root word is communis, common ground. Now think of that for just a second. We all said we've said something, we felt something that was, ineffective communication. But when we think about the word communication, it's telling us to start from a solid place of common ground. Far too often, I think we start with 20 things that are wrong, don't we? Instead of finding the one thing. As a matter of fact, when we get down later, there's an exercise we'll do. It's very simple, but I add a powerful principle to help you connect in a better, more deeper fashion so you can build more sustainable results in relationships. So guess what? As a coach, we have this term called rapport, building know, like, and trust. Now, all of you, Steve, Hans, Wayne, Freddie, David, Laura, I'm going to ask you, how many of you guys married? You guys married? Put in the chat how many years you've been married. In the chat, how many years you've been married? Go ahead. I don't see no numbers. Not yet. 28, 33. David, oh my God. Let's see who won. Who's got the most years? Let's see who got the yes. 29, 30. Looks like David, you won. 33 years married. Awesome. High five, David. Now, why did I say that? Because you obtain a yes through rapport. Know, like, and trust. As a matter of fact, I was at a BBS leadership conference that I did, and this one guy said, Mark, I just asked, and they said yes. I said, you a bad dude, man. You a bad dude. You have to know, you have to like, and you have to trust in order to get that yes. And I'll be honest, all of us right now, we're all salespeople, aren't we? Mm-hmm. How many of you salespeople? Just you in sales? Now, David, you didn't raise your hand, you didn't wave your hand, but you a salesperson. Every day we are selling something. You're selling your brand, you're selling your image, and you're selling your values. Oh, that was good. That just came out. You're selling your brand, your values, your image. Everything you represent, you walk into it daily and you represent that. And that image you're projecting, whether it's positive or negative, you guess what? You want something to say yes to. And that's what we call rapport, building know, like, and trust. And it's powerful because when you're able to do that on a consistent basis, guess what? You build what's called raving fans in the marketplace. So, for example, if you look at Instagram or LinkedIn, you have influencers. Well, guess what? Those influencers created raving fans by creating crazy value to somebody. Not just by their products, but the service they provide. At the end of the day, every single one of us, the world evolves around a service you provide and a sale and a product you sell. I'm holding up my iPhone. But guess what? When we can sell connecting, oh, that sticks. That sticks because people matter. People matter. So let's look at what is connecting. What is connecting? Connecting is the ability to identify. So you got to be able to see them, not just see them from afar, see them for who they are, what they are, and because the value they bring to the workplace, the value they bring. Every single one of us has value. You have to see the value. As a matter of fact, I told you earlier, a coach, Harvard Business Review said it. Managers need to be better coaches. As a matter of fact, I tell safety professionals all the time, or even leaders, hey, put your coach's glasses on. And guess what? The only thing you will see is potential. You won't see a number. You won't see a name. You'll see the name, but you'll see the potential behind the name. See, connecting is the ability to identify. You have to see that and relate with them in such a way that increases, elevates our influence with them. See? If I can't connect with you, I have not built a bridge to you. And if I can't build a bridge to you, guess what? We can't work together. All things being equal, the world is comprised of others. I have to win others in order to get others so we can move. And guess what? Just like that movie, and you're going on a trip, it's a long ride. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? No. We want people to be on the same bus with us, but moving in the same direction as well. Why? Because it's not only a long ride, it's a bumpy ride. It's a bumpy ride at times. So connecting principle number 1, get over yourself. As a matter of fact, you're like, what does that mean, Mark? As a matter, I was listening to my mentors, John Maxwell and Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, of all people, amazing communicator. The first thing that both of them said was get over yourself. Why? Because we're not that good. What do you mean, Mark? I have to get in front of the stage. I have to deliver this presentation. No, we're not that good, because guess what? You're delivering it for somebody, not just for yourself. And when we understand that when we step on a stage, when we get wherever we're going to do, everything is for someone. And if we can picture, as a matter of fact, that's what I do before a presentation. I close my eyes, and if it's something like this, virtual, I close my eyes and I see you. I didn't have you on the screen, but I saw you. And I begin to ask myself, I have the amazing opportunity to serve them and share about Connector. Awesome. And I keep repeating that. Why? I have to picture you in the frame. Otherwise, there's no frame. There's no picture. There's no picture. I'm only talking to myself. Why? Because the audience matters. Mark doesn't matter. The audience does. Whether it's Les Brown said this, it doesn't matter if it's 1 or 1,000, you work them. You work them as it was 10,000. And guess what? When you do that consistently, you not only connect with the person, you connect with the heart. You connect with the heart. Connecting is all about others, as we said earlier. Now, if we on a daily basis ask ourselves these 3 questions, because why your followers are asking them of leaders every single day. Number 1, do you care for me? Do you care? See, you can't care from afar. You're going to only care right here, close up. Why? I'm demonstrating I care. Actively. I love what Dr. Geller has his whole research, actively caring for people. Has a whole website dedicated to that. Has a bunch of books dedicated to that, not only that term, but that principle, actively caring. People see that and they feel that, don't they? They do. Can you help me? And before the chat, we were talking, Sylvia and I, and you know, in this time of, we're still in COVID, there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of heartache, there's a lot of crisis, there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of stress, and there's a lot of depression. But guess what? People need help. And we need to be able to be the people that says, I'm here, just with my open hand, I'm here to help you. I don't know what I need to do. And sometimes you don't need to say anything. You just need to give a hug. You just need to give a hug. But see, if we have the heart that says, I want to help, see, that's serving others, because I'm here for you. The last question is, can I trust you? There's a term in the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership that the leaders touch a heart before they ask a hand. See, when we learn to touch the people at where they're at, we have to find them first, and then reach them where they're at, and then touch them in a place. Why? Because that experience resonates in their brain, in their heart, and it shifts something inside them, saying, David's a real leader. Steve's a real leader. Han's a real leader. He did something that wasn't done before. And then they begin to ask the acid test, will he do it again? Will Sylvia do it again? Will Laurel do it again? And see, I had this done when I was working at a site, and there were some hard guys because they've been hurt. And I will go every day. I give every single one a high five. Hey man, how you doing? And how can I help? Every day. How you doing? How can I help? And they would look at me, and one of them said, what's your deal, man? What's your angle? One guy said, what's your angle? See, when they haven't, I love this. So you guys like Chinese food?
Mhm.
Raise your hand. So I do, not all the time. My wife loves it. There's a little fortune cookie I have embedded in my head. And it says, once you've tasted bitter, you know what sweet tastes like. Once you've tasted bitter, you know what sweet tastes like. See, these guys have had bitter. They don't know what sweet tastes like. But they wanted to see if I was authentic or fake. And so that's the other thing. If we are not consistent, guess what? They can read. People can read. So may we be individuals that are not only authentic, but we're constantly demonstrating this on a daily basis because it's a value we not only say, but we share. Connecting number 2. And this is where, if you guys already haven't downloaded and printed off the numbers exercise, now's the time to do it. Now's the time to do it, because we're going to do an exercise that is very easy, I think very powerful, but a way that this demonstrates what we're talking about being an effective connector. Because guess what? Connecting effectively helps shift performance. It does. The coach stands on the sideline, gives something real smart in that ear, and guess what? Goes back on the field, boom, makes a shift. The teacher in the blah, 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 it shifts performance. It does every single time. So here we go. I hope you have the paper in front of you. It's the numbers exercise. Tamara has it printed out. And how many of you would agree?
For people.
Say again?
I just put it in the chat for people.
Okay, I see Stav, I see Steve, I see Laura, I see David. David has it. Awesome, David. High five, because you prepared, brother. You prepared, man. Okay, Freddie, Wayne, all you guys, hope you guys are ready. How many of you guys would agree circling numbers and counting 1 to 88 is easy? How many of you say that? Just wave your hand. It's easy. Samantha and Laurel and Steve are the only ones that can count.
Yeah, I'm going to share my screen so people can see it on my screen. Okay, Mark?
Awesome.
Okay. There we go.
Where'd
There you go. Just in case people don't have it to print out.
Okay. Can I still use the screen though when you shared yours, or no?
Afterwards.
Okay, because I'll time it on my phone then.
Okay.
So the exercise, you guys are going to have 30 seconds. Again, you all said counting from 1 to 88 is easy. You guys are going to crush this. I have no, you guys, we're past kindergarten, we're past second grade. We can count. On your mark. So when I say go, you're going to circle in sequential order as many numbers as you can. Laurel, I know you're ready. On your mark, get set, go. Count in sequential order, 1 to 88. And we're going to see who has circled the most numbers. Because again, it's all about connecting.
I don't think they're all here.
They're all on the paper. It's just a matter of being able to circle them. 23, 5, 3, 2, 1, stop. Okay, in the chat, let me see. Everybody participated. David's looking down. That's not a good look, David. That's not a good look. Now, tell me, Freddie 13, 21, Samantha, how many, Steve, how many did you circle? How many did you circle? 7? Oh, come on, David. Come on, David. Hans, how many did you circle? 12. Awesome. Okay. Looks like we had 20, what was it, 22? 22? 22, I think was 21, 20, 21. Samantha, won round 1. Okay. Sam, 21. Okay. Now we're going to do this again. You got time to redeem yourself, David. You got time to redeem yourself. So now, okay. Here's the connector. I want you guys to succeed in this exercise, and I know you will. I know you will. So take the sheet of paper in front of you, and as you look at that, I want you to fold it in half. Just fold it in half, and then fold it again. Fold it in half, One person said, Mark, is he going to fold it hot dog or hamburger? I said, fold it any way you want. Just fold it in half and then fold it again. So once you fold it twice, I'm going to ask you to open it up. So you should see 4 quadrants or 4 areas. Do you see that? Wave your hand. Awesome. Steve, no, you don't see the 4 areas. You folded it twice, brother. You should see them. Okay. Now, in the top left corner, do you see a 1? In the top right corner, do you see a 2? In the bottom right quadrant, do you see a 3? In the bottom, Laura said, light bulb went on. Okay, check this out. In the bottom left quadrant, do you see a 4? Now, we're going to go clockwise doing the same thing. Okay, I'm going to give you guys another 30 seconds. Remember the process. In sequential order, clockwise, circle as many as you can in sequential order, 1 to 88 on your mark, get set, go. Now remember the process, clockwise, 1 to 88. Clockwise, top right quadrants got 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue the process in sequential order, 1 to 88. I know you guys can do it. You guys are doing great. Keep it up. Keep it up. In clockwise motion, continue the process. You guys are going to do great. I know you're going to do more than 7, David. I know. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I know you will. I know you will. I feel it. And stop. Okay, now talk to me. I know that number's going to blow up. I know that number's going to blow up. Talk to me. How many you do? 20, 20. Okay, did you increase the number? Did everybody increase the number? Raise your hand. Did everybody increase it? Hans, did you increase the number? Steve, you increased the number? Okay, let me ask you, what was the difference?
You gave us specific instructions.
I gave you specific. I gave you clarity. The connector will always give clarity. Why? Because words without a purpose is nothing, isn't it? Clarity matters. Clarity matters. Okay, now the principle, the last thing is, remember we talked about an exercise. We're not going to do the exercises. You can do it. Look at this. So the key here is form connections using this acronym FORM, family, occupation, recreation, and mission. Now, if you add a powerful principle to this of find the one thing, the 101 principle is find the one thing and give 100% to it. And do that daily. And guess what? You will not only be a better connector, but you're going to be an awesome communicator as well. So here's some free stuff for you guys, a free voice assessment. All it is telling you we all have a different voice. But once you understand what that voice is, you can project it in a way that also connects with people. And there's some other videos. I thank you so much for being here today and becoming a better connector. And I look forward to speaking with you guys in the breakout session. Thank
Mark,
you so much.
Can you drop those resources in the chat for people? Are you able to do that? Because I don't have those from you to drop in. So
okay, well, everybody, you guys are going to get the presentation.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, that's great. Well, before we switch over to you, Sylvia, I just wanted to check if anybody had any questions for Mark. Well, I had one question. So Mark, when we're looking at this from the lens of how do we get our teams to engage in these behaviors of trusting one another, helping each other, and caring, are there some sort of team building exercises or something like that we might be able to kind of facilitate?
Oh, absolutely. I can share this one. There's another exercise that I do. It's folding the piece of paper and cutting it. It's very easy, but I think it resonates. There's another one. Have you guys ever used or helped teams build marshmallows using like little bitty toothpicks and marshmallows?
Yeah.
Easy, but you get about 4 people, and especially like a dominant. Ooh. So what happens is people learn how to work together instead of against each other. And they have to, given one specific task, and you may have 4 dominants. That's what I've always liked to do, is put 4 dominant people together. And the dominants need to learn to say, hey, we're working together. We're not competing against each other. We're completing each other. We have to complete each other in order to complete the task. Otherwise, we're competing against each other. And so I've found that because I'm a hands-on guy. I've found that exercises, that anything that stimulates getting people connected and moving in the same direction towards a common desired outcome is powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And I can share all these different exercises with you guys as well.
Yeah, no, I think this is a great conversation that we can come back to afterwards. Especially, you know, what you're saying about creating an environment where people are building each other up and working as a team towards a goal, as opposed to what I have often found is very typical, especially in corporations, is this competitive mentality that,
Yes.
you know, I want to get to be a certain position, so I'm going to undercut anybody else I can in order to get there. And I think that's actually created a lot of toxicity historically in our workplaces, especially in corporate settings. So Laurel, though, I wanted to throw it to you. So what's up next?
Sylvia
Yes.
Yeah.
Marusyk is going to be sharing some gratitude exercises. And Sylvia is an activational speaker, health and wellness expert, and the founder of Mind Body Works.
Thank you, Laurel. So you might be wondering why we're throwing a gratitude exercise into a discussion and presentation about connecting and about really workplace relationships in this case. And here's the thing, you know, Mark and I were just talking about this just before we hopped on, and that is that one of the things that gratitude does is it helps us build empathy. And it helps us see the reality in our life. And that is that, you know, we're so focused on all the negative stuff. There is so much good in our lives. This is not about being Pollyanna or rose-colored glasses. It's just acknowledging the reality that as much as there's tough stuff to go through, there's really good stuff in our lives. And sometimes that means appreciating the people that we have in our lives. So the little gratitude exercise I want to share with you is a little bit customizable because you can choose how many things you want to be grateful for. But basically it goes like this, and I do this every single morning. This is the thing that got me through some of the toughest couple of years of my life, especially the last few. So what I like to do is I like to do it every morning, and I like to come up with 20 things that I am grateful for every morning that have happened or that I've experienced since yesterday morning. So because I do it every 24 hours, my gratitude extends only to the last 24 hours. Part 2 of the exercise is offering thankfulness to whatever you believe in. The universe, the wind, God, yourself, whatever you believe in, specifically for your health. So this is a thankfulness for your well-being, for maybe you're recovering from something, maybe you feel better, maybe you've had a better sleep, specific to health. Part 3, choose 3 words that you want to become or experience or be each day. So I'm going to give you an example. Today I was presenting all day. I'm in Wyoming. And my 3 words this morning that I wanted to be for my audience: genuine, authentic, and captivating. Why captivating? Because I wanted to hold their attention. Because I had them for a good portion of the day. I wanted to hold their attention. So if you could take a moment right now, just think of only 5 things that you are grateful for. You don't need to say them out loud right now. I just want you to think in your own mind 5 things that you are grateful for that have happened since yesterday at probably supper time. Okay, so just take a moment, think of 5 things. And then I'm going to ask you another question. Does everyone have 5? And when you think of those things that you're grateful for, how do you feel right now in your in your head, in your heart, in your body? How do you feel thinking about the things that you are grateful for? You can just go on mic, just speak.
At ease, peaceful.
Good.
Optimistic.
Yeah. Do you know that you cannot run a pathway in your brain for anger, unforgiveness, rage, disappointment, misery while you're trying to run the pathway of gratitude? Gratitude is like a superhighway in your brain. Only one thing can run at a time. You cannot be angry and grateful at the same time. Just can't. You can't be in a miserable mood and grateful at the same time. Doesn't happen. So especially when I have gone through really difficult things, I will stop what I'm doing when I feel some anger coming up, and I will say, stop, let's do some gratitude. And I'll actually have an argument with myself and say, no, I don't feel very grateful. Right now I feel angry. And I'll have a conversation with myself and try and squeeze out just a couple of things. And we know the science on this stuff. You guys can read about this. I'm not going to give you the science. The science about it basically is that it changes your brain. It rewires your brain. Now, if you are comfortable, please share with me 3 words that you would like to become, experience, or be tomorrow.
Keep being me.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. Anybody else willing to share? You got 3 words for tomorrow?
I'd like to be patient, productive, and authentic.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
Positive, caring, and energetic.
I love it. It's okay to use the same word 3 times. There have been moments in my life where my words have been calm, calm, calm. Just the way it is, right? Or fearless, 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 because I'm facing something that is difficult. So try that gratitude exercise every day. You don't have to do 5. You can do 3, or you can do 20 if you're an overachiever. It is the thing that got me through one of the most difficult years of my life, which was 2020. And really, it had even less to do with COVID than it did with other things, but it's a game changer.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's great.
Awesome.
Just closing at the breakout rooms because we are 3 minutes to. Hi, guys.
You're on mute.
Everybody's back.
Everybody's back. Well, that pretty much, we're at 2 minutes too. It seems that everybody was enjoying their conversation, so we just let people go up to the time that we could. Before we go, was there anything, Laurel, you wanted to share? I know it's Thanksgiving for you guys coming up.
That is very true. And we are very thankful. Just the extra, just celebrated 26 years of survival for Russ
Congratulations.
today. And, that's 26 extra bonus years that we wouldn't have if we had lost him that day. And then I know you always like me to to finish up with if your employees know that you are genuine and that you seriously care about them, then that's the most important thing, because if they know that you care, then they're going to trust you and they might listen better to things that might save their lives. If people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care.
That's the Laurel tagline. Yes.
That's the Laurel tagline.
I wanted to say thank you, Sylvia, and Mark already left, so I thanked him already, but thank you very much. I know that you're doing a conference right now, so thank you for spending the time with us. Woo, yes, that's right. So thank you so much. And some of this will be on recording, so we can share that out also. So thanks, everybody.
Great, thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Samara.
Bye.